Hey you guys, it's me again, Latif Alexander, and I'm back with another video. So today I want to discuss growing up without a dad. I know that this is a topic that is very sensitive and a lot of people don't like to open up like this, but I don't know if there's any people out there who can relate. Maybe you never met your mom or you never met your dad, and you know, growing up without knowing your one parent leaves you feeling empty inside. I know for me, I felt like I had half a heart because I couldn't complete my heart because I would look at myself in the mirror but didn't recognize who I was, because like obviously I knew who my mom was, but you know, there were certain things about my facial features that were different, and you know, it was really upsetting growing up without a dad, seeing everybody, you know, at school, like, they were able to have their dad come to, like, you know, shows, or, you know, they would get dropped off at school, and, you know, it was something that I could never relate to. I always felt outside of everybody else. I always felt different. And my mother then eventually moved on, and then she had my little sister and my little brother, who are twins, and I adore them, and they had their dad. So, you know, growing up seeing, you know, your brother and sister with their dad, it was just, you know, kind of like feeling like, again, like I couldn't, you know, I couldn't relate to them, or I felt, you know, different because of that. And I was very sensitive. See, I would always hide my sensitivity with a hard outer shell. So I was always more rough and tough and badass, and just, you know, always trying to get attention in the wrong ways. And it was because I wanted to hide how hurt I was, how sensitive I am. I always did that. And growing up with half a heart, it's really hard. It really is. And if you can relate, just know that you're not the only one, and that what matters is what my mom would always tell me. What matters are the people that are there for you. That's what matters. And I would always focus on, you know, oh, you know, what if one day I could meet my dad? I would love to meet my dad. You know, I always would dream of the day that I could meet my dad, and I'll even have dreams with my dad. Like, I'll dream that he would come to my door and ring my doorbell, and I would open the door, and when he would get there, I just remember that he would always be sick. And you know, let me fast forward, you know, all these years. Now I'm in my 30s. I met my dad randomly on the street. He was walking to pay his cable bill. And the reason that I knew what he looked like was finally because I heard that he was in and out of prison. So finally I was able to get his name from my grandmother, like when I was 16. And I looked him up, and I found in New Jersey you could see people who were locked up. So I was able to see what my dad looked like. So that picture of him always stayed in my mind. And, you know, it was a little bit of relief when I finally got to see what he looked like at 16. But, you know, it still hurt that he wasn't in my life, because, you know, he just wanted to be a bad boy and sell drugs and do them eventually even. So, you know, I honestly wasn't shocked when I saw him. He appeared more old than his age, and he didn't recognize me at first, but I had said my mother's name to him. I said, "Do you know who such and such is?" And he turned around and he said, "You're my daughter." And then he opened his arms like this for me to give him a hug. And I gave him a hug, and I've always imagined this in my mind, that if one day I'd see my dad, I'd probably cry, and I'll probably be like, "I love you, Dad," and like it would just be like a happy ending or whatever. But in fact, you guys, it was the total opposite. When I hugged him, I tried to cry because that's how I felt. But my pride wouldn't let the tears come out. The pain, the abandonment, the selfishness of him wouldn't allow my tears to come down. And in that moment, I regretted all the times that I would cry for him and say to my mom, I want my dad, and all the times that I would, focus my energy on someone like that.